Hello, my name is Mike. I'm the owner of Grindhouse Video. Every Sunday at 7ish, I go live on YouTube and I tell you what came in, what's coming in, give you news, updates, rants, reviews, and answer your questions. If you have any questions, you can ask, and I'll get to those in just a minute. I hope everybody had a good week. I hope you all had a better week than I did. Brent, I will get to that later. Today's going to be a little bit different. I didn't pull anything to show you randoms from my collection, and I did not pull a record of the week. There's other stuff to talk about. A lot of other stuff. Never ending story, Chris. We will get into that also. You're getting the Searchers 4K. I have no fucking clue. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Oh, the Searchers 4K? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's putting it out. Man, Like and Metal had a busy week, and it sounds like it was good. It's not been great here, but we'll get into it. There's okay. So I would just say, if you like watching this show because of rants, this is the show for you, because I have a lot of them. I'm going to be getting a lot of stuff off my chest. A lot of stuff. Smell a USPS rant coming. No rant on the USPS. It's involved in a lot of it, but no, not USPS. USPS sucks right now. There's been other issues, or not really other, more issues with them not scanning shit. So yeah, that's a part of it. All right. Well, people are joining. The lawsuit is a part of it. Yes. Let's get into the normal shit that we do. Some of you might not care about all the rants, so let's get through the normal stuff that I do every week and talk about what came in and what's coming in. Here we go. What came in? The Beloved Rogue from Kino. Cast a Giant Shadow from Sandpiper. Creep Standard Edition from Second Sight. The limited edition came in last week, if you're wanting that. Eyes Without a Face Limited. This one comes with the slipcover and the little numbered J card. And we also got this version of it, which is the hardbox version that you get direct through Umbrella. This is kind of a tester to see if they want to go through retail for these. I don't know if it's just overseas or what, but like as far as like people that import like me, but this is the only one that they've offered so far, but it's in stock. From Scream Factory, we got the Faculty 4K. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. It's really good. Far and Away 4K from Shout Select. Ghosts of Red Ridge, which I believe is a Well Go USA title. Ginger in the Morning, which is a film movement, limited edition. Comes with a slipcover. The Golden Harvest Volume 2 Shining Stars from Shout Factory box set. Heavy Traffic from Sandpiper. Excuse me, The Holdovers from Shout Factory on 4K. The standard edition of The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock from Radiance. Overseas, it's a UK title. Joker, the new Joker, Steelbook and standard edition both came in. The Land That Time Forgot, Sandpiper. Monster standard edition from Second Sight. Mulholland Falls from Sandpiper. Neverending Story. We'll get into that later. No Country for Old Men. The 4K came in last week. The Blu-ray came in this week. On the Road with Bob Hope and Bing Crosby box set from Kino. The Pope of Greenwich Village from Sandpiper. Ramblin' Rose Blu-ray from Kino. River's Edge from Sandpiper. A lot of Sandpiper stuff this week. The Secret of Nim. This is a Eureka UK release. Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. If you haven't seen these and you like slasher films, especially 80s fun slasher films, I highly recommend these. If you've watched the first one and you really weren't into it, and you never watched the sequels, these are completely different feel than the original. They're more goofy, fun, awesome. I actually prefer the sequels a little bit to the original. So if you haven't checked them out, now's your chance because they're back in print. So get on it. The Stone Tape from 101 Films in the UK. Transformers 1 Steelbook and Standard Edition on 4K. The Willow Steelbook. This is the US version. And I think that's it. Yep. That's what we got in this week. So not a lot. Nothing really major came in this week. And honestly, for the next couple weeks, it's going to be very slow with new releases. Everything just kind of shuts down the last couple weeks before Christmas and the beginning of January. So expect it to be slow as far as new releases go. Now's a chance for maybe you to catch up on some stuff that you missed out on later or earlier this year. So there you go. You got a couple weeks to kind of recoup from all the shit that's been released this year, which is a lot. There's a lot of stuff released this year. Coming up, expected this week from Imprint, Australia. Lots of Australia, lots of UK. Most of it is Australia and UK. So here we go. Imprint, Blaxploitation box set. This is one of the few US releases. Cheerleaders Wild Weekend from MVD Rewind. Highly recommended if you like sex comedies. It's great. The other US release, Cop Killers from MVD Classics. This is an old Dark Force release. It's out of print, and now they've reissued it on Blu-ray through MVD Classics. Then the rest is, I think, basically Australia and UK. Any of the Blu-rays coming from Australia are pretty much region free. Any of the stuff from UK is going to be region B or free and B based on the 4K Blu-ray thing. Anyway, Field of Dreams, Film Focus Burt Reynolds, Film Focus Marlon Brando, Volume 2, From Dusk to Dawn, the complete series. I took a chance putting that up for pre-order and it sold fairly well, so I'm kind of happy I did. This is a Hitchcock collection coming from the UK. I Am a Nymphomaniac from 88 Films UK. I, the Executioner, Standard Edition from Radiance UK. Knife Under Throat from 88 Films UK. Madame Claude from 88 Films UK. The Man from Majorca. Majorca, yeah. This is from Radiance UK. Nothing is Sacred from Radiance UK. Swedish Porno, Blonde Animal from 88 Films UK. Terrifier, The Bloody Trio. This is 1, 2, 3. All on Blu-ray. This is coming from overseas. To Kill a Mockingbird 4K limited edition. The standard version of Tony Arzenta from Radiance UK. Walk Like a Dragon from Imprint. And Willow 4K. Since they didn't do a standard edition in the US, they just did a stupid steelbook. If you don't want the stupid steelbook, like me, you don't give a shit about steelbooks, and you don't want to have products that damage if you look at it wrong, the UK edition is not a steelbook. It's just a regular old 4K. It's on the way. And that's it. That's what I'm expecting. Like I said, not a whole lot. From one distributor, there's nothing coming in new. So yeah, next couple weeks are going to be a little bit slow on new releases. So yeah, let's see if I missed any comments. comments here. Okay, so any update on the Keep? We'll talk about Vinegar Syndrome. Never Ending Story. We'll talk about that one. Will there be any more Blair Witch Second Sight limited sets? So here's the thing. They had an issue with one of the discs. They're doing a replacement program. Once that replacement disc gets to them, Second Sight, I'm expecting more to be available. I don't know for a fact, but I am expecting more to be available. Because and I base that on my distributor in the UK doesn't have the standard or the limited edition of even on their site right now. But since the standard is not on their site, that's what I think is happening. They're going to get the replacement discs, whatever stock they have left, they're going to shove the new disc in and then make them available again. I don't know if the limited will be available again. It's on my site. I don't have any in stock, but you can click the notify me feature, and if I do get them in, you will get a notification via email or through text, whichever you decide. So will there be? I don't know. I kind of expect there will. So thankfully I pre-ordered Never Ending Story in the Keep the moment it was announced. USPS is never great, but they take bad to a new level after Thanksgiving. Yeah, pretty much. Looking forward to Blood Guts and Sunshine Limited Edition. I'm not in it, so it can't be that good. I was in the first one for a little bit, but I'm not in the second one. So I haven't seen it either. I haven't had time to take a look at it. Mike, guess what day it is? Sunday. And I win. Thank you for carrying from beyond. Much appreciated. You're welcome. It's a part of my rant. Kind of. All right. So, let me... Got me drinking beer. That's how bad it is. Okay. So that's basically the show. If you don't give a shit about any of the rants or anything, the show's kind of done now. I do the randoms for my collection and the vinyl of the day and stuff like that. Just kind of make it fun, make it a little bit longer. We're not getting into that today. There's a lot going on, and has been a lot going on for the last few weeks / months. And so there's multiple rants coming, okay? But they all kind of tie in at the end. And I'm going to tie them together at the end with what I think all of it means from someone that's not necessarily behind the scenes. I am a little bit behind the scenes, but someone who's been doing this for 10 plus years and is seeing trends that are disturbing to me. Not just for my store, but for physical media in general. I mean, this is a dying thing. This is a dying industry. Like, we're weird to most people out there. To all the normies, we're fucking weird. And any kind of changes in the industry, especially if it's kind of spreading out into a wide, like multiple labels doing stuff like this, it can hurt the industry. And I think it is going to hurt the industry. So I'll tie it all in at the end. But let's talk about some certain releases. So Interstellar was a big title, and we got quite a few pre-orders for it, and I ordered a lot of product for it to fill those pre-orders and to make more available for you guys that didn't pre-order after those pre-orders were shipped out. So basically, what happened is I was told, or kind of in the line of what was happening. My distributor I was getting them from, Alliance. Um, they have what is called a shelf list. Jesus, completely forgot what it was called for a second. They have a shelf list, which basically means I pre-order something, it goes into the shelf list, and then from there I can see what's filling that week, what's on back order, what's not available anymore, things like that. It's kind of a back order list for the most part. So I saw, oh, fuck, we're getting all the Interstellars. Awesome. Well, not all of them. I ordered 110. I only saw 70 shipping, but that pretty much covered all of our pre-orders. I think we had 76 maybe, somewhere around there. So I was like, all right, that's fine. I got most of the pre-orders covered. Like if I got all of them, more than likely, I'll be getting the other 30. So that's fine. And then I placed my order for the week, and my sales rep's like, yeah, these are going out today. This title, Interstellar, is bigger, and Alliance doesn't know how to put bigger items in with regular Blu-ray case type items. So they split it up for some reason. It's stupid. It's annoying, and I fucking hate it. But I kind of expected it. I knew it was a bigger, type title. So it's shipping tomorrow. And then tomorrow, or it would come in tomorrow, or the day after. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. I didn't get them. So then tomorrow comes and they're still sitting there in my shelf list, and I'm like, I emailed him like, hey, what's going on? And he basically told me it's a shit show there with this title, because Alliance placed an order to cover all their pre-orders for all the stores and for their customers, because they are also you buy from them possibly. Alliance is also deep discount. Yeah, I get to compete with my distributors. Yay. I'm kind of over that part. It pisses me off, but I'm kind of over that part. Anyway, so basically I'm told I'm not getting those 70. I'm getting 30. And that's all I'm getting. They're on, they didn't get their order. They didn't get their entire order. So everything's being allocated. My allocation is 30. And I'm looking at it like, well, awesome. That's going to cost me about $5,000 in returns or refunds. So they finally come in. It took forever to actually ship them. I don't know what was going on there. They come in. I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is shit. If you have not seen one in person, they're flimsy as fuck. They're long and really thin. They're probably only about that thick. And they're, so long. And the outer box sucks balls. I'll just say it. It sucks balls. It is so fucking flimsy and bullshit of a package. I don't know why anybody would want this. And yay, there's patches in it. The fuck cares? So they come in. Alliance, by the way, I've been with them for close to 10 years now. They suck at packaging. They suck at shipping, which is what they do. So it's kind of weird that they suck at it so bad, but they really do. I have damages almost weekly with them, especially for box sets. And the way they packaged them and sent them to me, as soon as I opened the box, I'm like, God damn motherfuck. These are going to be damaged. And 19 of them were fine out of the 30. But I had now 11 more that I couldn't ship out to customers because they were fucked up. So what that meant for me is we took those 19, we started at the beginning, and the first person to the 19th person that ordered, got their copy. After that, the next day I sit down at the computer in the morning and I start sending emails to every other customer, some, 70, 50 some customers, almost 60 customers. Couldn't get it. So you get an option, you get a refund, or you can get store credit plus $6 extra added on to whatever you spent. You know, that's something I have to do when this happens, which is another thing that I'm going to talk about, because I don't want to say that when this happens, because it actually happens way too much. So basically, out of this title, that it could have been a big title if they would have printed enough. It could have been a really good title. It looks like shit. It's stupid. But it could have been a good title. It could have been a good seller. Instead, I made a couple $100 and had to refund right around $6,000 in, customer orders. Because I also have to refund fucking shipping costs. Like everything. So it was, I didn't do the total, but it's probably close to $6,000. And then, while all of this is happening, I take a look at Reddit and I see a post that Orbit had posted that or emailed people that they're not getting their copies of Shaun of the Dead Steelbook. And I'm like, motherfuck. I have those on order and I haven't heard anything about it. So I emailed my sales rep, same company, by the way, Alliance. I don't blame them, by the way, for this. I don't blame them. This is the majors. The people, the companies that are releasing the stuff, I blame them. Alliance, I blame for other things, like shitty fucking shipping policies. But now I've got, oh, yay, I might not be getting any of these. So now I've got, it wasn't that big of a title for me. I think I had like 17 pre-orders at the time that I stopped taking orders for it. But still, that's more fucking refunds if I can't get these. I haven't heard back. Hopefully tomorrow I will know if I'm getting any or not. It doesn't look like it. And all of this shit happens all the time now with the majors. Because they have no fucking clue what they're doing. They think that you guys want cool patches and shitty fucking artwork and steel books and look at how cool it is. Because you're buying it. Because people are buying them. It's become a market for cardboard and metal, not the movies. Like, yeah, Shaun of the Dead's great. I'm sure Interstellar's a fucking amazing movie. I've never seen it. It looks boring. But why are they still making this stuff in these special packaging things? Because they can. Because you guys are buying it. Because it's now fucking selling on eBay for $200 or whatever. Who cares? Like, it's up to the consumers to vote with their wallets, basically. If you just want the regular movie, if you want the movie, just stop buying these fucking steelbooks. Stop buying these collector's editions that are, ooh, look, I got a fucking beach ball. What are you gonna fucking do with this shit? Are you gonna take those patches and fucking put them on a jacket for Interstellar? I mean, some of you might. There's a lot of nerds in this fucking community, but Jesus, that's a next level nerd shit. But what it does is it hurts small businesses. Amazon does this all the time. Amazon cancels orders all the time. But everybody still goes to Amazon for this shit. I'm trying to carry it because I need to get new customers. This is a way to get new customers. Almost everybody that I refunded, it was a first-time orderer. It was a first-time customer. But that doesn't look good on me. It doesn't look good that, oh, I'm going to try out this store. and I can't get them. And now they're getting a refund. And now they have to fucking fight on eBay to get it if they really wanted it that bad. And it not only hurts me financially, but it hurts me trying to get those new customers. And so from that part of it, I have decided I don't need to get those customers. So from here on in, we'll still carry major label stuff. We are not carrying the steelbooks. We're not carrying the limited editions. We're not carrying the fucking shit that comes with fucking magnifying glasses and fucking bullshit like that from any of the majors. I don't have this issue with the boutiques. So don't worry about that. Still getting Arrow, still getting Second Sight, still getting all that. I haven't had any issues with that. The last issue I had with Arrow not getting product in was way back when they did the limited edition for the US for Creepshow 2, which was like fucking 6 years ago. Possibly even more than that. Possibly fucking 8 years ago. It's been a long time. So this only is for the major label stuff. The stuff that is not going through boutiques. I'm not carrying it. Go somewhere else. Get your order canceled from Amazon. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing this game anymore. It's not worth the stress and the hassle to try to fucking get this stuff in and sell a few and then whatever. When 20% of the titles that are being released, I can't even get. It's either going to Walmart as a fucking exclusive or fucking they make 5,000 of them when 10,000 people want it. I'm done. Anything on the site now, I will be getting in. But coming, after this, if there's a new, and this is worldwide, I'm not getting in the UK steel books or anything like that. Fuck it. I've had so many issues with those. Like getting those is fucking like pulling teeth sometimes. I'm just done. I'm done with it. I'm done losing money over it. I'm not gaining anything by carrying it. I'm not selling enough of it to make it worth my while. And getting the new customers just isn't working. So no mas major label limited editions are going to be sold at Grindhouse Video. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the boutiques. Because never ending story. Woo! I knew this was going to be a big motherfucker. Okay? I didn't expect how big of a motherfucker this was going to be. Oh my god. It's fucking huge. Like, we have pretty big boxes, for certain things. We've got a Shawscope box that fits the Shawscope collections, pretty much perfectly. We have some big boxes for large orders that come through sometimes. But holy fuck, this was bigger than any other box I had. And I had to order special boxes for it to ship these out. And then I looked at my shipping. Not to get it from me to you, but to get it from the distributor to me. Australia always has high shipping. It's always expensive to ship from Australia to the US. But fuck me. Once all was said and done, I got 70 copies? Yeah. I think I got 70 copies. It costs an extra $22.50 per item to get it to me from Australia. Which means, whatever price I set it at, $180 or whatever, Any profit I got out of that was basically cut in half. Or actually, it was cut in more than half. And I'm like, I did not expect that. Because this is a 0.65 conversion rate. Like, the dollar is way better than the Australian dollar. So, take a dollar, and that's 65 cents for Australia. It still cost me 22 fucking US dollars to get each one of those here. Then, 2 damages. Even though they were boxed up in a fucking perfectly good box. There was no damage to the box, but they were damaged inside. So we had to check every one of them. 2 damages. These cost me close to $200, or no, not 200. Let's see, hold on. I just saw the pricing on it. 200 times 0.65, about $140 ish. Is there a little bit over $200 wholesale Australian? So 130 plus add another $22 to it. I'm not making enough to make it worth my while. And any order that I get in to restock is going to be the entire order fucking expensive. So we had 76 pre-orders for that. Yeah, we had exactly 76 pre-orders. I got 70 in, 68 shipped, 2 damages. So now I have 8 left. Those are already on the way. Luckily, I ordered 10 more when I saw that we wouldn't be able to ship out our pre-orders, all of them. And luckily, they came in pretty quick. So those are already on the way. They couldn't fill the 10, but they could fill the 8. And I told them, cancel the other 2. I don't want them. We're not carrying it after this. I should have fucking priced this shit at fucking $200 or more. And why? Why the fuck? Neverending Story. Yeah, sure, it's a great movie. I used to love it when I was a kid. But I'm not 12 anymore. And honestly, I have zero interest in watching it again. Like, why the fuck does it have to have a $180 to $200 fucking replica book that is fucking massive? Where the fuck are you guys putting this shit? I don't have any room. I've been collecting it for fucking 30, 40 years. I don't have any room. That's why I don't get into the whole limited edition thing. I don't have any fucking room for this shit. Where do you guys put this stuff? It's fucking stupid. And it's another piece of the puzzle. It's a dying fucking industry, and we're doing all this shit, or not we, they are doing all this shit to fucking give you trinkets, super cheap, fucking shitty trinkets, just so you'll buy the stuff. What they don't realize is that 10 years ago when I started Grindhouse Video, it wasn't like this. There really weren't that many limited editions. The companies, the boutiques, were just putting out the stuff that they bought and licensed on Blu-ray. Fill it with special features. There you go. But somewhere in those 10 years, it has turned into, how can we sell this cardboard in fucking metal? And it's gotten to be just fucking stupid. Like, the boutiques that are fucking, and I don't want to call people out, but Severin is really bad at it, where it's like fucking beach balls and dildos, fucking, like, you know, plushies and fucking rubber bands and fucking all that shit just to try to sell the product. You don't need it. The boutiques don't need to do this. And I don't know why they've decided that they do. But I kind of know it's because you guys keep buying it. What are you doing with a fucking beach ball? What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with a fucking plushie or whatever? I don't know. I don't even pay attention to it anymore, so I don't know what trinkets they're giving out and all of this stuff when they do their big sales and stuff. Who needs that shit? Why is this industry so obsessed with fucking cardboard going around a fucking case, or a cardboard box for one movie that weighs fucking 6 pounds? Who cares? I have never once, and honestly, the people that are super into the limited edition shit, I can guarantee you, probably at minimum half of those people have never looked at a fucking booklet inside the fucking product. They've never read it. It doesn't need to be there. Put it in. A booklet. Okay, fine. But why is the hitcher fucking 6 pounds? Why is it so fucking big? Who needs that shit? Just give me the fucking movie. Do a good job on the scan. Do a good job on the restoration. Give me some really cool special features. That's it. That's all I need. That's how it was 10 years ago when I fucking started this shit. I don't need a fucking slipcover. I don't need a fucking special box. I don't need a fucking beach ball. I don't care. I don't even care about art cards. Art cards are stupid. What the fuck am I supposed to do with an art card? Who cares? Why can't we go back to where they're just reissuing all these classic movies with a nice transfer and cool special features and just leave it at that? If that's all that existed, you guys would still buy it. Because it happens. Not every title fucking that comes out gets a limited edition. And it still fucking sells. I'm just waiting for the day for the trinkets and the cardboard and the metal to just kind of kill the industry, to be honest. And one of those companies that has pretty much made it their business model now at this point. It wasn't like that at the beginning, but it is their business model now, is Vinegar Syndrome. And you guys might know, when Cannibal the Musical was announced from Refuse, you might have heard, if you're on the internet, that, we as retailers in the U.S. were asked not to carry it, which happens a lot from Vinegar Syndrome. And there was a bunch of stuff that happened in that week with Vinegar Syndrome that very much pissed me off. I've been very frustrated with Vinegar Syndrome for quite a while. And finally, I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to let them tell me what I can and can't carry. And there are a lot of reasons, okay? One, Vinegar Syndrome is very good at selling direct to consumer. Okay? They sold 12,000 fucking copies of The Keep in a day. They're extremely good at creating this FOMO that people are not able to resist. They have made a business that at one point very much relied on their retailers to carry their titles and put out, put their stuff on their websites or on their shelves or at their physical stores, and they were very retailer friendly. But that turn that happened, I don't even know when it was, where all of a sudden, instead of one or two of the titles a month have a limited box or special packaging, slipcover or something, it turned into every title has a limited slipcover. Not all of Vinegar Syndrome's titles need a slipcover. Some of them suck balls. Some of them don't even need to be on Blu-ray, let alone have a limited slipcover or some sort of fucking like special packaging. They put out a lot of shit. And granted, I'm saying all this as a collector who, out of all of the labels, Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome are probably the most popular labels as far as my collection goes. I have a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles in my collection. I kind of like what they were doing, especially back 5-6 years ago. Not so much now. But there's still titles like Blood Tracks. I want Blood Tracks in my collection. I want Cannibal the Musical in my collection. They still put out some stuff that I like. But they've making this business, their business, so direct to consumer that it turned from a very retail friendly company to an anti-retail friendly company. And in fact, doing things that no other label is doing, like asking retailers to not carry their stuff. And finally, I just had it. I was just done with it. I was over it. And I put up Cannibal the Musical by Refuse as a pre-order. There's no rules that say I have to abide by these emails that ask me not to carry these titles. And it happens multiple times a year. In fact, a week after, or the week of them asking me not to carry Cannibal the Musical, they asked me not to carry Tank Girl from Eureka, even though they didn't ask me to not carry Tank Girl from Umbrella, because Umbrella is one of their partner labels. So things kind of died down. I put it up, and in this time where we were fighting about Cannibal the Musical or I was fighting with it because do I put it up? Yes or no? And then multiple things happening that week. It was a release announcement week. Not getting the limited slipcover for the Agfa title, which I think it was their new Cult of Agfa thing, because they gave themselves a 2-hour window to sell out before they offered it to retail through their wholesale site, which is OCN. So you hear me talk about Vinegar Syndrome and OCN. OCN is their distributor site. So it's a B2B, it's a business to business. It's basically their wholesale site. That's where I get all my Vinegar Syndrome stuff and partner labels, is through OCN. They're kind of the same company. Legally, they're not, but they are. So, where was I? There was the Cannibal Musical, Tank Girl, then giving themselves an extra 2-hour window to sell out of whatever they could direct to the consumer before they let us get any. And by the time 2 o'clock rolled around and I could order that Agfa title, it was gone. Happened with the Sadness. It's happened a lot. Okay. And all of this happens a lot with them, has built up, and I just had it. So I decided to carry Cannibal the Musical. I put it up for pre-order. Pre-orders are coming in because other retailers aren't carrying it, and I'm talking to those retailers. After all this happened that one week, I started reaching out to other retailers and calling people. Because we're competitors, but we talk. Like whenever I see Mark from Orbit at a convention, we talk. We hang out. He's been to the store before the physical store even opened when we moved to Knoxville. Like him and his wife came in, we talked and stuff. And the reason that you can get pre-orders on Orbit is because of me, because I told him it's stupid for him not to. Like, I'm friendly if not friends, with a lot of people in the retail side of things. And I've heard and talked to specifically about vinegar syndrome to multiple people. And when I call them and the question, I want to know, how do you feel about vinegar syndrome? And when everybody that I talk to responds with, I know that they feel the same way that I feel about them. We're all experiencing this together. So it's not just me. It's not just, I can't sell vinegar syndrome stuff. It's everybody. All of the retailers are having an issue selling vinegar syndrome titles. Why? Because they sell so many direct to consumer. And we can't really compete with vinegar syndrome because our wholesale prices are more expensive than what you can get them for during their sale for their limited. And all of this is strictly about limited editions. Our wholesale prices, for the most part, are more expensive through OCN than they are through Vinegar Syndrome during one of their 19 sales that they do a year. So they are selling those limited editions after a 3-month period when they're a lot, kind of older titles. While you are ordering this $40 thing for $20, it still costs me $22 or more through OCN at the same exact time. If you're a subscriber for their yearly thing, you are paying less than I am as a retailer for all of their stuff. And then you get a code for all their partner titles or the ones that aren't included in that $7,000 they charge. I don't know how much they are. I don't pay attention. For the subscription, you are able to get all of those titles cheaper than the retailers. The fact that they don't give us fucking artwork that we can use most of the time. Like, it takes me, on an average, 3 hours or more to put up Vinegar Syndrome and Partner Label pre-orders. It should take me an hour. But the way they do it, it feels like they try to make it as hard as possible to get it from their website to my website. And there's other things that I'm not going to get into that honestly just I've had enough. Well, after I put up Cannibal the Musical, nothing really happened. Until I get an email. And it states, we've changed our policies here at OCN because of me. I actually had a company change their actual policies because of me. Never had that happen before. Now, if you don't abide by those emails, if you do carry the Cannibal the Musical or Tank Girls or At Close Range or Lux Eterna or whatever they don't want you to carry, you can no longer order from OCN. So I wrote back and I was like, well, that sucks. And I gave them a lot of reasons why I am frustrated and why other retailers are frustrated with the way they've been doing business. And I said, if that's what you want to stand by, okay. I'm not taking any of it down. I guess we don't work with Vinegar Syndrome anymore. And then Joe from Vinegar Syndrome stepped in and wanted to talk to me after their Black Friday thing's done, for like a week or two later. So he allowed me to keep my account and I placed orders through them. No problem. And then I had a phone call with him and we talked about it. And I basically, from the communications via email, I knew we weren't going to come to an agreement. They're standing strong on their, we tell you what you can and can't order. And so I basically, the phone call was just to try and get something done for the retailers that are abiding by the new rules. And, you know, give us pictures. Give us a better discount. I don't know. Give us the discount you guys are giving the fucking customers. Anything. And it was a good conversation. There was no yelling. I understand his point of view. They're looking at protecting their US rights. But out of any of the companies that need to worry about this, Vinegar Syndrome is the last company that needs to worry. They are doing just fucking fine. They did 500,000 in sales in one day on just the keep. They're doing all right. This is more of how it feels to us retailers, more of a bullying tactic, trying to preserve that customer to business to customer relationship that they have. Because one of the things that is most frustrating about Vinegar Syndrome is the fact that there is no pre-order time. We find out about this shit, unless we get an email, we find out about this shit when you do. Sometimes we're able to pre-order stuff. Cannibal the Musical was up on their site for 3 weeks before it was available to us. Once all of the stuff dropped and the Keep was live and all the other secret titles were live, it was still a day and a half before we were able to order that through their wholesale site. Things like that are making it like we need a pre-order window. Like I need Arrow announcements to be on last Friday of the month, and then 3 months, 2 months to 3 months, I need that time to get pre-orders, because not everybody fucking has fucking shit ton of money to spend on fucking an entire label's fucking releases for the month, plus the other releases that are coming out that month and whatever. They've trained their customers to get it before it's gone. But the thing is, it's not always gone. Please understand, if you are really into limited editions, I'm not trying to downgrade you or fucking make you feel bad about it, but really think about what you're doing. You're spending $5, $10, sometimes more on a special package. Why? Why? If there's a standard edition that's fucking $10 cheaper, why do you need the fucking special fancy box? Why do you need the thing that covers over the fucking case? Why do you need the thing that fucking damages so easily? And Vinegar Syndrome is very much a big part of the way that other companies are now looking at the business, which is what scares me, and I'll get into that later. But basically, talking to Joe didn't go well, and I had right around $25,000 worth of orders in with them for The Keep and Cannibal the Musical and Mr. Goodbar and all the other shit that they announced, including the partner label stuff that was announced a week or so ago. And basically, I'm not getting any of it. Period. They canceled all $25,000 worth of orders. I'm not getting The Keep. I'm not getting Cannibal the Musical. I'm not getting any of that. And you know what? I'll be completely fucking honest with you. It is not going to affect our numbers at all. Because honestly, look at my site. Go to the website. Look at Vinegar Syndrome. Okay? And see how, like, do math. Look at the total amount of titles. Just count the ones that aren't discounted. Because if it's discounted, even $1, it means I haven't sold one in 90 days. Go through and look at how many are not discounted or not in our buy two go one free sale by now, because it's been 6 months, a year, 2 years since we've sold one, and I just want to fucking get rid of them. Because also, Vinegar Syndrome, or OCN technically, doesn't also, is there the only distributor that doesn't allow fucking returns. So I'm stuck with all the shit that I order, even though I can't sell it because they're giving it away for fucking $6 every 5 days. It's just, there's no need. I'm not losing any money. I may be able to get standard editions through Alliance. I may. I don't know. They might cut me off through Alliance too. I don't know. I don't know how vindictive they want to be about it. I would like to be able to carry their standard editions, but we'll see. It's all fairly new. But I am not going to be carrying any more limited editions through Vinegar Syndrome, and I honestly don't care. It's not going to affect my business because they do so well at selling direct to the consumer. There's also the lawsuit that happened a few months ago. If you're paying attention to Dark Force, that's a thing. And now I've got to sit here and make a decision about Synapse. Do I want to fucking support a company that fucking basically funded me getting sued and paying fucking $8,000 for 5 units that I sold of a fucking shitty movie? I don't know. I talked to Dave today, and he got me a little fired up. Go to Dark Force's Facebook page if you want more in depth. He just did a live last night that was very entertaining, but also had a lot of good information on it, on what's going on and the update on it. But do I want to work with Synapse? And all of this, along with fucking Neverending Story being a fucking shit show release, and Interstellar not coming in, and possibly not getting in any fucking Shaun of the Dead steelbooks, and all of this shit. At the end of the day, it makes me wonder, what the fuck am I doing this for? Why? Why am I putting myself through this? Why? I don't care. I personally don't care about this stuff. I got in the standard edition of fucking Shaun of the Dead. No one's buying it because they want the fucking fancy steelbook. They want to fucking accidentally drop it and make it worth $0. Why am I doing this? And that's why I'm a little upset. I'm a little depressed, honestly, about it. And I've had to make a lot of really big decisions this month and last month. And I don't know where the future is. I don't know where the future's going. I do know that the prices are going up because less and less people are collecting. But I don't know. Well, I do know, because Vinegar Syndrome sold 12,000 copies of The Keep in a day. That's why they're doing the special editions and fucking slipcovers and shit. Would it, though, possibly have sold 12,000 units if it just came in a regular case? It could have. I think it would have. Maybe not directly through them if they had a different business model and didn't rely solely on consumers and not give a shit about their fucking retailers. But would it have sold 12,000 units? Possibly. It's been a very wanted title. Cannibal the Musical sold 5,000 units. I don't know why they're concerned with the fucking 100 or so, 150 pre-orders that I got for Cannibal the Musical from Fuse. It didn't do anything to dent their business. It just kind of made them look like assholes. Like, I don't know. I think all of this combined is going to make it more expensive for you guys because they're going to print less of the standard editions on everything. And I'm talking mostly about majors right now. Like, they're trying to get all their money out of these limited editions and then flop it out on standard. But if the majors just took a note from the boutiques and said, instead of doing all these steelbooks, why don't we just fucking work on putting out cool special features with our release and fucking putting it out? Let's make our own fucking boutique like Lionsgate did with Vestron. Although that was a clusterfuck too. But they don't care. That's why they're not doing it. They don't care. There's not enough money in it for them, so they're trying to dupe you guys into give them some tchotchkes. Give them some cool shit to add to the box. Let's try to sell 5,000 units of this real quick. Oh, it sold out immediately. Awesome. Woo! But the thing with what I'm seeing, especially even, and now I'm talking about boutiques, is Vinegar Syndrome at one point was the only one charging you for a slipcover. And now, as partner labels leave, which I'm not even going to get into that, because I know a lot of behind the scenes shit. By the way, support the partner labels that have left. Support Alternate Innocence, Fun City, Culture Shock, who's still having issues, TerraVision, who else is left? Deaf Crocodile. Just because they're not a partner label, a lot of people think they don't exist anymore. Stop. Support the partner labels that left, because trust me, they left OCN for a reason. They're not a partner label anymore for a reason. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to be a good boy. But support these labels. Trust me. There's a really good reason why they aren't with OCN. But Vinegar Syndrome is the ones that started charging you for a slipcover. Yeah, they were fancy. Big fucking deal. They're not $5 more fancy. They're not. It doesn't cost them that much. Trust me. They are not adding the slipcover and then just charging you what it costs them to make the slipcover. They're making a lot of profit off that. But now, as partner labels leave, they've seen that business model works for Vinegar Syndrome. Other labels have seen that business model works for other labels, or for them. And now they're doing it. And it's going, in my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion, I am trying to predict the future. In my opinion, it's going to lead to higher prices, less collectors, which means even more higher prices, and more gimmicks to get you to collect. They're going to eventually price you out of being able to do your hobby, which is collecting movies. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. We're just trying to fucking collect movies. 4K is a joke. I'm not even going to get into that. I've already talked about that multiple times. 4K is a joke. It doesn't need to be a thing. It is. It's ruling the market right now for boutiques and for fucking the industry that I am a part of. It's just more expensive. More costs. Make it look a little bit better. Barely. Let's throw it in a metal box. Let's put a slipcover around it. Let's sell it with a fucking butt plug. Who cares? All of this is going to result in higher prices. Not necessarily in the far distant future. I think with the way Vinegar Syndrome is reacting to their retailers is a sign of things to come. And I honestly think with all of these fucking steelbooks and special editions that are coming out, it's going to hit a wall, and it's going to hit hard. And pretty soon the majors are going to be like, well, we priced everybody out. We're just not going to make physical media anymore. And then a lot of movies that boutiques aren't going to necessarily be interested in aren't going to come out on Blu-ray. They're not going to come out on 4K. They're not going to get fucking possibly put up as a possible licensing deal. And I think it's honestly going to kill the industry. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. So yeah, it's been a fucking week. It's been a fucking month. It's been a couple months for me. And the future of Grindhouse Video will be changing this coming year. Like, where I'm taking the business is kind of a reaction to what I fear is going to be happening. And so I'm going to try and get ahead of it a little bit. And there will be some changes. I'm going to honestly cut down on a lot of the pre-orders that you guys see on the site. I'm going to cut down on... I'm not going to carry every Kino title that comes out. I'm not carrying the Westerns and the fucking 1940s dramas and all the fucking shit that I don't want to carry. They don't sell well anyway for me. Kino might do well with them. They won't sell well for me. I'm not... If I am allowed to order the partner label stuff, I'm not carrying all of it. I haven't for the last couple months, but I'm not going to be carrying as much non-genre related titles. Kind of want to bring it back to how it was back in the day with me. The name Grindhouse Video. That doesn't mean Interstellar. So, expect some changes. Nothing drastic right away. It's okay. Don't expect anything drastic. But there are going to be some changes this year. This coming year. More on that way down the line. I think I hit everything. We got Vinegar Syndrome, Lawsuit, Shaun of the Dead, Interstellar, Neverending Story. I knew I should have written this down. I think I got everything. I didn't tell everything. But I hit all the points that I wanted to make. But honestly, the future is up to you guys. Talk with your wallet. Take a look at what you're doing and what you're collecting and why you're collecting. I did this years ago. I was like, when I first started getting into Blu-ray, I was really into Scream Factory. I'm like, oh man, they're just releasing so much good stuff. I'm going to get everything. And then, come to find out, I don't want everything they put out. There's a lot of movies I'm like, I don't want that movie. And I had to change my mind and say, oh, I don't need everything the label puts out. Because not all of it's for me. And then I got really into steelbooks when I opened the physical store and was like, oh, steelbooks are kind of cool, like special packaging. And then I realized I have not watched any of the movies in a steelbook in my collection. And it's because I'm scared to open the package. I don't want to drop it. I don't want to put it on the counter while I'm watching the movie and then accidentally spill a drink on it, or fucking it fall on the ground or get scratched. I'm like, why the fuck am I? So I got rid of all my steelbooks. I've done this. I've had to take a look as a collector and say, what am I collecting? Am I collecting cardboard and metal? Or am I collecting movies that I love? And I think some of you, especially you guys fucking buying everything, take a look. You might not be the cool guy that can quote every Criterion release. Like, you might not be able to quote the fucking whole entire script for some 1950s French drama. It's okay. It's okay to not be a fucking super cool, I know everything guy. Take a look and try to figure out what you're wanting to do. What do you want your collection to look like? Do you want it to be a bunch of cardboard and metal that could get damaged at any point and drop your resale value if you need it in half? Sorry. Or do you want to just be able to pull a movie off the shelf and start watching it without having to pull it out of a box or dig it out of a fucking special thing or fucking try to pull out a huge fucking 600-page hardback book? I did it. And I'm very happy with my collection. There's no... I mean, there are limited editions in there. But it's mostly box sets for multiple movies, you know? And honestly, if a limited standard edition comes out for the same thing and it's smaller, I get the smaller one. I don't need all the trinkets. But there you go. That's my rant. It was a lot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it was a bummer. God damn it, there's a lot of fuck. I haven't been paying attention to the comments. All right. I'm not going to get to all these comments. I'm just going to kind of see if anybody says anything that I need to address. Can you cap pre-orders and just let people fight over the extra if you get what you order? That's what I do. Like, if I see a title selling too fast, I know, especially for a major, I know that means Amazon's canceling orders and they're trying to get it from me. But if Amazon's canceling orders, that means I'm probably not going to get it. So I do that. I saw the numbers for Neverending Story skyrocketing. I saw the numbers for Interstellar skyrocketing. So yeah, I do that actually. But what happens is when, you know, you're cutting off pre-orders at a certain point, you're basically screwing yourself as far as like making money and doing what I'm doing to keep myself from having to wait tables again. Yeah, I think Arrow learned their lesson when they started to loot those original art Argento titles after overproducing Deep Red. They seem to write right-sized things. Oop. Oh fuck! What did I do? I hit a button on accident, and now the chat's gone. All right, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I don't know what I hit, but the chat just disappeared. Where was I? Yeah, so the Arrow thing, like, I mean, I get it. I don't specifically mind the Arrow and Second Sight type releases. The Hitcher is too big. Drive was too big. Picnic at Hanging Rock was too big. But I don't mind their releases. I just don't get it. And I honestly think that if these companies just did the work on the back end with special features, cool artwork, because the artwork suffered in the last few years too, and just made a cool product that doesn't rely on packaging, I think everything would be fine. I think you would be getting more people into the hobby. They'd be growing the industry rather than stifling it. So that's just my opinion. Uh, My Jessbreaker tree topper from Severin is currently on my Christmas tree. It's pretty rad. Are you joking with me? I don't pay attention to what Severin tries to sell people. Is there really a Christmas? Wait, can I buy you a beer? I get your frustration, but this is your business. That's very nice. I don't drink beer. All right. What about the burial ground pillowcase? Didn't know about that one either. Blah blah blah. Sorry, This is really awesome television right now. I was generally confused how you made money on BS when they have so many 50% off direct sales. I don't. I don't sell, and it's gotten even worse to where Vinegar Syndrome doesn't sell after one of their two big sales in the middle and the end of the year. That was usually the only time I sold a lot of Vinegar Syndrome. That's even stopped. Um, but like, if a limited edition sells out during a sale, then my stock is gone. The problem with that is I don't know when this is going to happen. And I would love to be able to stock up on certain titles. And I've tried it before, and trust me, I still own them. Um, oh, this is getting down to like 500 copies. Let's get like 10 more and, wait until it sells out. And then 2 years later, it still hasn't, it's now down to 400 copies. Yeah, I stopped doing that. But yeah, we don't sell a lot of Vinegar Syndrome. And from the retailers that I've talked to, they don't either. So I'm the first, by the way, with Vinegar Syndrome and OCN. I'm the first to not be allowed to order through their distributor, their distribution, OCN distribution. I'm not going to be the last. FYI. A lot of people just, yeah. Please get into the reasons why the partner labels are leaving. I can't. Because of decisions I had to make. This whole Vinegar Syndrome thing was going to be a separate video. To where I popped up, edited and popped up, this is emails and this is go and get it really into it and fucking get very in depth. And because of decisions with other stuff that has been happening, I had to make, I decided not to. So this is me going at Vinegar Syndrome and OCN light. I was gonna go very hard on them, but I didn't. Okay, I think I'm almost done with glancing through these. Sorry if I didn't respond to your message. There was a lot there, and I've already gone an hour and 20 minutes. Um, Next week's going to be normal. Actually, next week's going to be a short show because there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about. Because not a lot's coming in, and then the week after, not a lot's going to be coming in. So it'll be a short show. But thank you for watching. I'm sorry it was kind of a Debbie Downer tonight. It's just been, there's been a lot going on, you know? And it sucks. I wish that I could have not had to have this issue with vinegar syndrome. But we did. So, there you go. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about the industry. I will say that. I don't think I am, though. Well, folks, thank you for watching. Every Sunday at 7-ish, I go live on YouTube and I tell you what came in, what's coming in, give you news, updates, rants, reviews, and answer your questions. Not all shows are like this. If this is your first time watching, we do fun stuff, but there was a lot going on. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a good week. Now that all this is out, I hopefully can have a good week this week. What's going on here? Let's see what the dates are here. So Christmas is on a Wednesday. So yeah, we'll be live next week. That'll be our last show before Christmas. And then the 29th, we might skip the 29th. Not a lot's going to happen. So next week might be the last show of the year, to be completely honest. We might skip that next Sunday. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for watching. Join us next week. As always, be nice to people. It's not always easy. Be nice to people. Don't be a dick. And hail Satan. We'll see you next week, guys.